He's out. Jake Dixon is through because he really was motoring in these early stages. So it's Vietti leading, who didn't have the pace all weekend. It was Arbolino across the line. These two were the ones for me. Riders crashing out. Gabriel Rodrigo, Somkiat Chantra. Chantra has gone down also.
That's Zonta van der Gerberg up. I wasn't sure if it was Zonta that was down.
And I'm just concerned if we get there,
or Gabriel Rodrigo, possibly that was laid down.
Angle.
Oh,
who's that?
That's Chantra. Then behind
and there's another one
into Zonta, and then
Gabriel Rodrigo
runs over Zonta.
And that's Chantra coming from far too.
Tried to pick the bike up. Big mistake that from the Thai rider. Massive error of
gear corner.
Well, that's a real shame for Sam Lowes, who actually, this problem, I'm just looking back at a big move going in from Cameron Beaubier, and he came from about and somehow made it stick.
From downtown Austin, he pulled it up, didn't even get beat up essentially on lap 1 and 2. He's definitely fighting back.
Yeah, just on Sam Lowes, despite his injuries to the start of the year, things solid, and now not through his own devices. He has Augusto Fernandez down in 15th spot.
He was the one out of turn 1, so way they were slow on the exit and tagged Augusto. He actually dropped all the way back to the back of the pack. So yeah,
under investigation, I expect they'll have a word with Somkiat Chantra, probably a penalty for causing another rider. When you do cause another rider to go down like that, and actually it's a full melee down there, they won't look on it kindly, as Tony Arbolino has made an excellent start. A little twitch from Arbolino as he dropped down towards solid start actually from the Mark VDS man, who's had a really good start to the year.
Just looking at Canet through these direction changes. We did say it over the weekend, he just looked around the outside.
Wow, come on, he's going to make it stick. That was stunning from Canet. He's going to have the line going through the next rider, and Canet, hard stuff. I mean, we talk about, but Canet is like a boxer, isn't he?
He is, proper fighter. You can see he just around the long right at 6, just opened the throttle that little bit earlier, creeped around the outside to 7.
The way he's ridden this week, he had the pace to get away at the front here, and with these conditions as they are now, every chance go to that white line there to try and get the straightest run as possible down this.
Slip back to 7th on the screens.
I wonder if he around the outside there. So at the front, Aaron Canet, Vietti. Then it's Tony Arbolino in 3rd, and let's start to his race. Pedro Acosta having a really, he's back.
Pedro well positioned. He did have that moment on the up 19, stayed on board position to Jake, but we know that Pedro's had good car this season, so he's well positioned.
A different tyre actually from the next race, aren't we? When we to his garage, 2 wins and a 2nd place.
Things we've heard from Don was always the plan. Oh, Canet out of the lead of this race.
We've seen Vietti drop out of 2nd. We've seen Canet now of this Grand Prix at turn 7 on this occasion for Canet.
In the race, made the overtake, slightly downhill. Watch this front tyre.
Wow! Did at one point, it had been a rodeo ride, but unfortunately that's propelled Tony Arbolino into the lead. Jake Dixon is sitting pretty behind them, a gap of 4.6 seconds. Back flop section.
Very possible, actually. We've seen the bike in the braking zone, so perhaps in those direction changes, just...
but it has been a bit dirty if you get too far offline. I'm not saying it's a narrow line like we had, for example. And it is a bit more suspect, the grid.
Exactly that. It is fresh, a little bit dusty in places, and even though with the full MotoGP circus, but also Moto America here, it still can catch you. If you make a little mistake, drift one
over. I mean, a top 5 again would be an excellent result for him.
Be frustrated though, those mistakes in the early laps. I'm not sure if he settled into a good rhythm, so a top 5 is a good result, but when you sat that weighed into those mistakes he made, and where he's got the speed from last season, so there's always a silver lining. Fastest
of the front trio, Ayagura, and in fact he was 6th. He was 2/10 quicker than Tony Arbolino. This race is at the front. We're looking further down the order slightly. And Arbolino with a rookie season, it was a switch of teams to Mark VDS, he's leading the race, but other crashes, making his way well a bigger man, Augusto, and I wonder if that has an effect as well on the tyres as Somkiat Chantra into the points. And, I think he's asking for a little bit of apology.
It looked like a couple of novices, but yeah.
Kick a man when he's down. He is sat alongside us in the taken Ayagura. I'm not sure whether there might have been another mistake slightly with 2.5 laps remaining. Who is the team manager coordinator?
Whenever you've got that lead, 3.8 seconds, and you just
pain by the end of this race.
Yeah, definitely a few firsts here with pushing your team whenever you see it going up over the rise, still committing.
He has been a standout rider at times, challenge for champion Arbolino's career to date. However, so far an 8th, a 6th, bringing the bike home, so important. Front row a couple of times already this year. Is destined for big things, and this could be just...
Has proved just right. He did his rookie season, had to go through a few hard yards.
On the circuit, and Tony Arbolino, a little which I don't like to see. I don't think it's any of our our front runners as Tony up to win the race. Ayagura takes second place. Jake Dixon takes his first, but Cameron Bobie